me se hurug captain and draba. Le me scafte seo amadon. The taspent a horch. Spas a vini braha. Tordu and spas ashtarata is very much na divan sport. Shasher sho on spree. Isho actly, shano ish actly, alehe dis not grow, riu arden be. Es mar creginshev, is fuckled in shin, shahugov. Misha, me here, Dara Machabelia. God save our shadowed land, stop by this night beast of the dead. Turn up brownness of the skull, socket smouldering in the head. Well, no, St. George, our Patrick, come, restore to us our blessed and blossoming, now barren land. He paused on the threshold, clashed his sword of work, 3 blood-red circles where he stood. Herded listeners gaped like goslings, as if they understood. Bold as brass a batter knight came roaring through the door. Buzzed the ladies on the right, smashed the devil to the floor. Justice triumphs on the spot with straw like guts strewn everywhere. False Satan struts no more. Seen in womb-like darkness 3 wearing decades ago, from which I still recall their faces like glittering animals. A storm lamp swinging to and fro, and from those creaking country rhymes a purging lament of bad times. Like dolmens round my childhood, the old people. Ancient Ireland indeed, I was reared by our bedside, the rune and the chant, the evil eye and averted head, Fomorian fierceness of family and local feud. For years they trespassed on my dreams, until once, in a standing circle of stone, I felt their shadows pass into that dark permanence of ancient form.
Are you a druid?
Leave me in peace. Again the old world dies.
How old is the world?
3 fields to a
3 trees.
to a hound,
3 hounds.
to a horse,
3 horses.
to a man,
3 men.
make a deer,
3 deer.
make an eagle,
3 eagles.
make a salmon,
3 salmon.
to a ewe.
3 ewes.
3 years, that's the age of the world. You can tell St. Patrick that.
Seo misha hugov an Prince Padraig, le snascal ma choli chaha. Is leich úsel me, is riddere úsel me, gan smal, gan naia, maris old de chaco, intrum go carki, tan a scorha leich lagka ugum fark an ar. Carave on Oliver Cromwell Shaw, a Gillabug ní Padraig, a hug Corca agus fair da Assel. It's a ligdo elu ui on shin. Falcha roiv go Jean Ianach waha anocht ihe chaltur. Agus go hairithe shibshe Ilorlan chundi an chawain ta falcha war roiv an Shaw. Is misha Raymond O'Hirain, Stúrthór Idicus le Gaelin, agus Stúrthór an Shaw in Éanach Waha. Tá me ansonna a bheith liv ón Jean Uasal an Shaw a gahar ard Waha an ihe specialta Shaw an ihe culture fud na Heran ón Aich Vrá Shaw, Culturlan Éanach Waha. Tasúlagam go muinní sibh ansult go Joe as an ihe cultúr bliantúil seo.
The Christmas Rhymers, Ballymuir, 1941. An old woman remembers. The Christmas Rhymers came again last year. Wee boys with blackened faces at the door, not like those strapping lads that would appear in times before to act the old play out on the kitchen floor. At war work now, or fighting overseas, there's hardly one of these that will be back here anymore. I gave them coppers, bid them turn and go, and as I watched that rueful regiment head for the road, I felt that with them went the songs we sang, the rhymes we used to know, heart sore, imagining the years without, the doctor, wee biddy funny, and divilly doubt. Is Misha Anya Niart Rugo August Togome in Ardwaka? I have a poem for you today. It's a little poem that children are often taught for Irish language competitions, and I taught this one many years ago, and it's called An Toctopus. Tá mé octaniu ersa an toctopus. Is tam a charja ag chat la haite. Is bralam ve oct ersa an toctopus, be an kosher ogging a she. Tame octaniu ersa an toctopus, is tam a charja ag chat la haite. Is bralam ve oct ersa an toctopus, Bash octopus me inye. And many years ago, about 10 years ago, I put my whole class through that. Got some very good pronunciation from Raymond O'Kieran here in Armagh, and the class were all geared up. And I had one little Chinese boy, and he spoke English with a very accented accent, but for some reason he learned an toctopus perfectly. He had better pronunciation than anybody else in the class, and we went to the competition and Wileen won, and we were all very proud of him, and he was very proud of himself.
In me shining armour bright, I once was a noble champion, but now I'm a worthy knight. I fed me sheep on oats and hay, and after that I ran away. If you don't believe the words I say, here's a song that'll make your day. St. Patrick was a gentleman, he came from decent people. In Armagh town he built a church and on it put a steeple. His father was a Gallagher, his mother was a Brady. His auntie Ann O'Callaghan, his uncle was a Grady. The Wicklow hills are very high, and so's the hill of Hoser, but there's a hill much higher still, much higher than the Bosser. Oh, on the top of this high hill St. Patrick preached a sermon. He drove the frogs into the bogs and banished all the vermin. There's not a mile in Erin's Isle where dirty vermin mustered, but there he put his deer 4 foot and murdered them in clusters. The toad popped, the frogs went hop, stop, dash into the water, and the snakes committed suicide to save themselves from slaughter. 100,000 reptiles blew, he charmed with sweet discourses, and he dined on them in Killaloo in soups and second courses. Where the blind worms crawling in the grass disgusted all the nation, right down to hell with a holy spell he changed their situation.
Seo Misha Hugov, Schluck Schlack Kroga, Lama Van Armagh is na Pwast Yoga. Cuig ver an Igel, Cuig ver an Griddle, Nialaris Bion, Ako Wilme Kroga. Ta Aihinya Wai, Ag Dini Aram Hart and Shaw, no is Misha and Dinya, Awari and Geol. And Gregin Shiverid is Fuckle the Shin. Ni Gregin, is Comma. Is Misha Garage O'Machel. Agus Ibrahim and Shaw a Gulterland Enach Wacha Marwanisjor. Falcha row of Goliar as Ahan Karn Dindoan. Hi there, this is the wonderful Culturland Enach Waka in the city of Armagh. We welcome you all on Iha Culture. Culture Night in Armagh is a special night. We celebrated our first one here in the new Culturland last year before we were forced to close due to the global pandemic. But now we're back, we're bigger and stronger. We welcome and say hello to you all.
Sean na Shreidoga. Sean Misha Hugov. Sean na Shreidoga. Baden T ma ahar. Baden T ma wahar. Agus Ken fa seo a year. Nak main hien den T. Hug me po kaidak tri grata. Tri grilla. Tri hernia. Mala paper. Mala Salan is Uv Ullen. And Grajan Shev Jirak is Fakal Tishin, well, August Heglat Shinakur, the Hata is Muradachnian She Lat. Shaw Hugov, Sean McNick, Misha. This is a poem I wrote without walking on the slopes of Sleaford in South Armagh. If you stroll down through Dartley Wood in the fading light of day, be sure it's 'neath the moonlit sky, or you could lose your way. And listen to the Callan stream meandering on its way, through hills and dales, to surest tales of triumphs and decay. There is enchantment in that tangled wood, there is mystic in the air, that weaves a spell that does compel you stop and stand and stare, to gaze upon the greenwood glade, where lovers do declare their secret love, their heart's desire, their passions for to share. For time stands still in Dartley Wood, be it morning, night or day, as the blackbird sings her enchanting song at the closing of the day.
Seo Misha Hugov, Macdonald River, Cluggan Moor in Shinbeg, Knockmore McCligan, Knockbeg McCarp, at Yanni May my Yehil, Sport the Horch, Daveshe, a Lig. Ismisha on Dun Coolingy, on Cliggan Moor. Ismisha Fergus McNick, Togo August, Rugu, and Caharard Waha. Tafal Sharot, Rev Ahandinya Alig.
Open the door! Open the door, Latherson!
Run, the king of all birds.
Open the door, Latherson! Hey, open the door!
Run, the king of all birds. The king of
Open the door!
the king of all birds.
Latherson!
The king of all birds.
and then knocked him down and brought him back to Carricktown.
Have a little box under me arm, under me arm, under me arm. Have a little box under me arm, penny or tuppence will do you no harm.
Drolling, drolling, where's your nest? It's in the bush that I love best. In the tree, the holly tree, where all the boys to follow me.
Mrs. O'Connor's a very good woman, a very good woman, a very good woman. Mrs. O'Connor's a very good woman, she gave us a penny to bury the rat.
Us in. We hope your favour we shall win. Room, room, me yelling boys. Give us room to rhyme, and we'll show you some activity this happy festive time. Active youth and active age, never acted on the stage. And if you don't believe a word I say, enter in Biddy Funny, and she will clear the way.
Here come I, wee Biddy Funny. I'm the wee woman that collects the money. All silver, no brass. Bad pennies won't pass.
O'Connor's a very good woman, a very good woman, a very good woman. Mrs. O'Connor's a very good woman, she gives us a
Olaíor of Golair, a culture. I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to take part in this programme. I'm glad that the Brian Johnson Library in Cavan is involved. It was suggested that I should offer something light-hearted, and I agree. We all feel a bit jaded and tired and heavy-hearted, if truth be told, because of many reasons, but especially for COVID. So, to all of you, I say, keep well, get vaccinated, follow the best advice. And to those who are ill, I wish you a very happy recovery, full recoveries. And to those who are mourning the loss of someone dear to them, I offer my sympathy and consolation, prayer for their consolation. I'm speaking to you here from Tullysorn. It is in the Cathedral Parish of Armagh, about 5 miles west of the city of Armagh. We are within a mile of the river Blackwater on the county border with Tyrone, where football fervour is sky high for the last weeks. This has been filmed on the eve of the All-Ireland, so I wish Tyrone the very best as an Ulsterman, but of course I wish Mayo good fortune also. The next village is Benburb, famed in song and story, a village linked forever with the memory of Onro O'Neill, whose mother was, of course, an O'Reilly from Breffni. We're here on the edge of the apple country, and the apple picking is in full flight at the moment. And of course I have my own special orchard out the back here. We'll talk a wee bit there. I'm well aware that this is part of a cultural night. I wish it great success and great joy as we recall our culture. Each one of us has our culture to which we owe much. And of course, it's part of it is our poetry and our literature and our religion and our identity. And as someone said, the podger and the poetry is brother and sister. Here in this part of the world, we're inclined to think of just two cultures, the Gaelic culture and the British culture. But of course, in modern days, there are many different cultures confronting us. Here in Armagh, we have a great presence of Polish, Lithuanian people, many other countries. I heard of one class out there recently, there was 28 pupils, 22 of them their parents were from outside of Ireland. So we welcome them all. And for example, if you go to Dungannon, there's a large East Timor presence there. Up in Portadown, we'd have the Filipinos, and we owe much to them and their nursing skills. But when all is said and done, I lived 20 years in Rome, centre of great culture. When all is said and done, common elements of the best things in any culture are common to all, namely caring and sharing, loving and laughing. And we must cherish those things, and it's great to find a cultural night where we, people of Armagh and Cavan and Breffni and Monaghan, of course, can talk about our culture and appreciate it and take ownership of it. As I said at the beginning, I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to greet you all, to speak to you and to send you best good wishes. I have lived up here in Armagh for the past 26 years. 26 very happy years, I must say, due mainly to the goodness and the kindness and the welcome which people gave me. And of course there were some Cavan people in the midst. The local doctor comes from Stradone, my nurse was from Kingscourt, my secretary from my own parish. But I owe such a great debt of gratitude to all of these people. Many great changes have taken place over those past 26 years. The greatest of all is the arrival of peace. We rejoice and exult in this peace, and we want it to last. So I invite you all to come to Armagh and enjoy the beauty of the ecclesiastical capital of Ireland. St. Patrick knew what he was doing when he chose Armagh as the site of his chief church. Don't just come to look at the cathedrals. They're worth a visit in themselves. Or don't just come to the athletic grounds for a match, although it has been a happy hunting ground for Cavan in recent years. Come and enjoy the beauty and the friendship of the people, but come and see the Cultalon, brand new Cultalon down in the shambles in the middle of the city, the O'Fee Library, the Robinson Library, the Observatory, and above all the world-famous archaeological site at the Navan Fort and Centre, which dates back to centuries before Christ, has been excavated. Come and enjoy, and above all, the beauty of this one fair county in Ireland. I can assure you of a warm welcome. I remember the welcome I got when I came here first. Went out to Bessbrook for confirmation on a cold, frosty morning in March. And there to meet me, standing in the cold, was the Camlock Brass and Reed Band, who struck up Bold Phelan Brady, the Bard of Armagh. I shall never forget it, and you won't forget it either if you come to visit the one fair county in Ireland.